And it's not that I'm a bigger person than you or a better person than you. It's just that I know who I am.
Do you know what, the more and more we do these episodes, I realise just how much work you have to do on yourself.
But that makes you cocky.
There's very few people that are capable of just going, oh, thanks.
I suppose I want this episode to feel like a bit of hope. Just ahead of this episode, we were talking to our producer.
Oh,
is that what we're calling him today?
He got a thumbs up.
He wears many hats, Ryan, and he suggested that we talk about the award that we've just won. And we were like, oh, I don't know.
A bit cringe.
We're comfortable with that. And then it got us thinking about, and I don't know why we felt uncomfortable about it, because it got us thinking about how there is this real reluctance to shout about what you've done. And I think we would like to talk about it in terms of shining your brilliance because of the why, because of the purpose, because of the passion behind it and the impact it makes on people.
Yeah.
And this is definitely something that we're noticing is not prevalent. And we want to explore the reasons why that is.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I like how you framed it as that why bit, like why you would want to shout about your stuff. And, you know, just bringing it back into that award example, somebody reached out to me personally on my Facebook page who I've never spoken to before. And they were a dog walker. And she was like, I'm interested in working with you. Do you feel like you can help me? Because predominantly you talk a lot about trainers, but I feel like you do support other dog businesses. And I was like, yeah, let's have a conversation. But out of curiosity, what was it that attracted you to me and, you know, prompted you to send that message? And her response was, well, you're an award winner. And I'm like, okay, interesting. But yeah, but talking about your, because if I look back over the communications like we've put out and that marketing around that award win, my gut feel is that we didn't do it in a way where it's like, look at us, we're amazing, like bow down before me, all of that. It's like, no. It was, oh my God, there's recognition because we are doing something that we are so passionate about. We are doing something that is making a real difference and inspiring change in an industry that we absolutely love and really want people to do well in. And that's what we were getting recognised for. And we work with a lot of clients now that struggle to put themselves out there, regardless of an award win or not, but struggle to put themselves out there, whether it's through fear of judgment. Now, you could take that fear of judgment in a few different ways. It could be that typical fear of judgment that someone's just going to bash you and think you're a dick and whatever it is, and, you know, do the not very nice things. Or it's that fear of judgment of, who do you think you are, like saying that you're this amazing thing and I don't think you're amazing. And I just think it's really sad because there's so many people that can benefit from your genius. Like, whoever's listening, I'm talking directly to you. You have a genius, you have a purpose. And by you not going all in on that and speaking about it and putting yourself out there, you are actually doing everybody else a disservice because they are never going to get to have access to the thing that you are really fucking good at.
Yeah. And hey, it depends how passionate you really are about the thing that you want to talk about.
Well, this is it. This comes back down to that whole, what type of business owner do you want to be?
Yeah. Because if something inside you will not shut up.
Something inside so strong.
Music interlude. Yeah, if something inside you will not shut the fuck up. And that's what happened to us at CBA. almost like, go away. No, this thing that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And there's this thing that needs to get out to the world. And
Weird,
it's
isn't
your
it?
job to do it. You too. I'm going to make your life hard now because I want you to be the people to get it out there in your own special way and your own unique way. And everybody's way is unique, FYI. And we couldn't ignore that voice in our heads. And this time it's a good voice inside our heads going, do it, do the thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's that. I think it's think about whatever it is everybody's got a passion that is in the dog world because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. Like, that's it really.
Yeah.
And think about that and how much that burning desire to get that passion out, to make a change, to make that difference that you always wanted to make, you know, whether it's for dogs, whether it's for humans, it's always hand in hand as far as we're concerned. And you have to make that decision based on that to go like, am I willing to get a bit of, and I'm not even going to say a bit of flack, like accept that not everybody's going to like you, accept that some people will be jealous. And let's face it, with that award win, I know that there would have been people going like, yeah, look at them. And probably from a place of jealousy because they might not feel like they could do that thing that they really want to do. And they're almost a little bit jealous of the fact that we can do it. And that's not an easy thing for me to sort of say and think, but I know that that's going to be the case for some people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do about that as far as like, I've come to accept that who I am is who I am. What I say is what I say. And I'm willing to be challenged on it. And I'm willing to be, I don't know, like I'm willing for somebody to say, I don't really like that. I don't really like what you're saying. I don't really understand it or get it or like, that's fine.
Oh, that's it. And it's having that adult awareness and the ability to just communicate and have a conversation. Like, you're not going to agree with everybody. You're not supposed to.
No, you're not supposed to. But I think it's being so comfortable and content with who you are and what you believe in. And I think that is what I'm trying to say is like, I really don't.
There's very few people who can do that.
There is very few people who can do that. And I don't know, I think I've always been that type of person, but like doing all the work I've done on myself, it's even more like reassured me of like, no, this is what I truly believe in. This is the change I'm making. This is the difference we're making. And I wholeheartedly stand by it 1,000,000%. And there's nothing that anybody could say that's going to knock me from that. So you have your opinion over there. That's fine, but it isn't going to affect me. And it's not that I'm a bigger person than you or a better person than you. It's just that I know who I am. And that's it. And I think that this is probably part of the core problem with being able to put yourself out there is go like, it's fear of judgment, but it's linked back to that. Are you 100% sure who you really are?
I will put my hands up and say, I've definitely spoken about this before. On what platform? I don't know. So I'm going to reiterate just in case. I had that dog training business. I grew it to a point where, I was really comfortable. It was ticking over. And I beat myself up that why did I not make it into multi-six figures? Because I've got the ability to do it. But that passion wasn't there. And at the time, I just couldn't see it. And for me, and this is only upon reflection, like I didn't know it when I was in that space, why I wasn't doing this stuff. I kept thinking like, have I got this imposter syndrome because I'm not willing to put myself out there? Because arguably, I didn't really. That business grew without social media. It grew without paid advertising. It grew from just having incredible conversations with people and that connection piece without all the other stuff. And I remember having those moments where I was thinking, if I put more stuff out there, and I don't mean like literally flinging shit at a wall and hoping something's going to stick, like specific stuff, because I really enjoyed working the reactivity side of everything. I enjoyed those more complex behavioural cases because I got to spend more time with the humans and actually really work it through, and I loved that. And I wanted to put more and more stuff out there, and I just didn't do it. And the story I had told myself was, I don't know enough. I enrolled in a behaviour Bible with socks, thinking, oh, if I get that under my belt, brilliant. Went to more CPD things, did Shikashio's aggression in dog course because I thought that's going to help me out again. Did all the stuff that I thought would make me feel better and more credible. It didn't do anything. Like, in one respect, waste of time investing any of my time and money into those things because it didn't alter the way I felt. And it's only, like I say, in hindsight, that it wasn't imposter syndrome. It's that that wasn't my purpose. That wasn't what I was supposed to be doing.
It wasn't what you were put on the earth to do.
It wasn't. And that sounds very like profound and universe, like, whoa, but it's how I genuinely feel. Because if I look at what we've created in CBA, like, not one part of me thinks, oh, I shouldn't put that out there. I can't write that post. I need to go and get an accreditation to show that I know what I'm talking about. It's like, I know it in my core. Like, I've done it. We did it together. We implemented it across loads of other businesses and it worked. It's like, we know what we're fucking doing. There's not one part of me that doubts our ability to be able to grow and scale a business in the dog industry. Not one part of me. And that is that full knowing in every fibre of our bodies that allows us, I think, to be able to go out and be so confident in what we're doing. Whereas, again, I just keep coming back to like why we feel like we have this imposter syndrome. I do wonder if it is, I don't think there is like a definitive answer to this. I think it is mixed things of what other people say, the fact that we don't focus on one thing and we try and split ourselves across a million things because, again, theoretically, if you went all in on puppies or reactivity and you made that your thing and that's the only work you took on, you're going to be fucking brilliant at it, aren't you? I talked about the kids before in an example of swimming. Like, if they were doing that all the time, like Olympic swimmers by now. You should be, like 5 years in.
Earning their keep.
Yes. Well, come on now. 5 years have costed me like £90 a month. Thank you very much. But again, we spread ourselves too thin. So I think there's an element of that, but then also this identity work that, again, we're not brought up in schools and society to be able to do this work. It's be generic, blend in.
Conform. All the things everyone else does.
Yeah.
Take the path of least resistance is the thing, isn't it?
Yep. Do the easy thing.
And actually, being an entrepreneur is absolutely
this is the irony around it, though, isn't it? Because
make your life most difficult.
There's
being an
very
entrepreneur.
few people that can cope with being an entrepreneur. Yet, every single person in the dog world, you have chosen that path.
Yeah.
So
light bulb.
Yeah, like, you are different. You do have it in you. You do know who you are deep down. You've just got to figure it out. Like, you've actually got to do some work.
Yeah, there must have been a part of you that thought you were capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Where's that gone? Like, if you don't feel like that anymore, why has that happened? Where's that determination and like, again, we've talked about confidence, but I mean, where's that like definitive like, I know, fire in your belly gone? Because it was there once, because you wouldn't have made that jump.
So what's happened? What's been said to you? What experience has made you go, I can't do that?
Who have you been listening to that's doubted?
It might even just be like
yourself.
One person has said something to you, whether that's a client, family, friend member, whoever.
Yeah. And we know that we feel belittled in this industry. And it's like a bit of a thing, isn't it? Like a two-pronged thing. Like, we say it's the public's perception of us, but where does the public get that perception from?
Well, yeah, we're creating it.
It comes from it within.
Yeah.
And like we always say, change needs to come from within. That was one of the very early. Do you remember when we started Rebel Core Collective, as CBA was known? And we always said, like, change needs to come from within. It was one of our very first core.
Be the change.
Yeah, we used to say that a lot. We don't really say it so much now, but it is. Like, we've created what people perceive us in the dog industry as. If we're not seen as a business owner, it's because we're not acting like a business owner and we're not being professional enough. And I don't mean that as in you're not great at what you do. You're not running that business in the way that you should be to
Yeah,
instill confidence in people.
The perception is it's a side hustle.
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's not a serious thing. It's not a serious gig. And that's come from us, because otherwise people don't just think something for the sake of thinking it. It comes from somewhere.
Yeah, always. So, do you know, the more and more we do these episodes, I realise just how much work you have to do on yourself. And I know that sounds like a really flippant comment because we know this.
But there is.
But that realisation of, fuck, like you and me, we have done a lot of work on ourselves over this year. And it's by no means finished.
No, never
We
ends.
continue to do it very regularly. Like I would say monthly, we end up doing this work. And then, you know, a couple of times a year, we invest and spend a lot of time and money with our mentors that strip us bare, quite literally. We're like, fuck, like
quivering wrecks.
My soul is exposed here. Oh, piece me back together.
But on the back of the pain is always greatness.
Oh, I thought you was going to go gain then. On the back of the pain, there's always gain.
Ooh, that as well.
It could have worked.
Yeah, both.
So,
and it also makes me realise how much I have changed to be able to look back and recognise what I'm talking about now in myself back then, to go like, you were that. You were that person that was doubting things. You were that person that, and I never had imposter syndrome as it's kind of talked about a lot with my abilities, because I know I could do it. I had no doubt around what I was teaching people, the experience I got, like, because I'd got shit ton of it. But it was the ability to run the business like a business and to put myself out, because who am I as a little old dog trainer to do all these grand things that business owners do? And I think it was just, again, it was from the lack of support right at the beginning. Because imagine that kind of fusion of like the experience versus the business knowledge. Boom. It could have been like, I could have been on fire right from the outset, but I wasn't, because just wasn't there to support me. So I look back at that growth of not only that, the business knowledge, but the ability for me to now look at that person who's back there, the young fledgling Vicky, and go like, wow, like look at that journey you've been on, and look at that understanding that you have around why you felt like that and what was missing. And, you know, like what I know now is such a lot more.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I was trying to think back over how I felt, because when you were saying like you had that knowing that you had the skills as that dog trainer, I never had that knowing, but I knew I was a really fucking good business person.
And that's because of our, like, where I came from, getting my knowledge, and where you came from were very different places.
Yeah.
So I'd got all the experience under my belt from rescue.
Yeah.
And you didn't have that practical hands-on, like anywhere near as much as I did.
No. I would say my routine is more typical of the general consensus, general population of dog people out there. You get a dog, you think it's interesting, you either go to a class or you think, I want to do this, and then it's all online based learning.
Yeah, that's the way of the world these days as well, isn't it?
And this is it. And I think that's when you get into that consume, because you're trying to fill a gap that you don't know it. And actually, if I had with any of the mentorships that I did do through those online programs, if any advice was out there to go, right, just pick an area and just focus on that and do that for the next 5 years. Like, don't even think about like derailing and going off and doing anything else. Like, just pick that and be the best fucking dog trainer in your chosen area. Like, how are you going to be able to do that wrong if you've gone all in on it? It just doesn't make sense. So for me, if I'd have had that business guidance to go do that, and then you can utilize all of this business skill, like, I'd be fucking flying. And I still was flying in another way, but I could have done it a lot sooner. I could have felt a lot better about it. And actually, it could have afforded me potentially more time to go, do you know what? I can go and do some more hands-on stuff and, you know, the things that would have actually helped me with that confidence. Because I still say this to you now. It's like, I still don't feel like a very good dog trainer. I know I'm a very good people trainer and I can help somebody with their dog, but I wholeheartedly do not believe that I have the skill set to truly impact change in a dog compared, and it is a comparison thing, to some of the more epic trainers out there. But I'm not saying that through an imposter way. I'm saying it through logic of, I haven't been shown that side of it. And yes, I've done some of the, you know, like the IMDT hands-on course, but they're still not massively hands-on. It's still
No, they're not.
Even Joe Rosie's 10 hacks things, like fucking awesome. They're epic days. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't have enough access to it. Unless I'm doing that like day in, day out, or a couple of times a month. How am I going to do it? So coming back to that whole like purpose thing and what you're trying to achieve, I was happy to put messaging out to a degree to get what I needed. And then when you're feeling uncertain and, I don't know, like doubting yourself that you can't put this message out, like you've got to do this inner work and go, where is it coming from? Because it's not always a bad thing. You just have to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's, yeah, I don't know. It just makes us like look at those journeys from where we came from to where we are now. And it's just, again, like we wouldn't work so well had we had the same journey together.
No.
We look at things in a very different way because of where we started. And I'll never change that because I feel like it covers such a lot within everything. Like we never know how somebody else truly feels, but we can sort of go like, yeah, I can see that sort of side because this is kind of how I felt about it as well. And I suppose I want this episode to feel like a bit of hope that if you are feeling like you have something really burning inside you, but you haven't been able to do it, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, because I never ever expected that I would ever be stood on a stage at a conference in America talking to a load of dog trainers about something that I felt really confident about. Because even though I thought I was a really good dog trainer in as much as I could get somebody the result and I could absolutely, I'd work with that amount of problems, you know, training issues and behavior issues and pretty much every breed you could think of. And there was, my ability wasn't doubted. I would never have wanted to stand up and teach people dog knowledge stuff. And I know you said this as well, but even with that experience, like, no, I wouldn't do that. But with this business bit that, let's face it, I knew nothing about, not even that many years ago, I felt like that was my purpose at that exact time. And I'm there to give that message across to people because I know they're not doing it. I know they're lacking in it. And that's not their fault. It's just down to all the things we talk about all the time. And that's really strange for me to actually like say it out loud and go like, what? How do I get to the point where I feel like I'm on top of the world with it? Because not from a I'm amazing on a pedestal kind of way, but like I'm going to shout about this thing because I feel so bloody passionate about it. Even though I felt really passionate about the dog training side of it, just something was stopping me there.
Yeah, it's a different shift. And actually, I'm going to pull you up on. Do you know what I'm going to pull you up on?
Go on.
We all do this. I still do it now. And we are both guilty of doing this because you've just done it. I'm not saying that because like it's almost like we have to bring ourselves back down to earth.
Yeah.
Or like just like, it is a justification. It's like, I'm not allowed to say that. Look at what we've done, but caveat. Oh, I did this thing, but caveat.
I've got an example of that. Oh my God, I love your outfit. Oh yeah, thanks. I did it to my niece is with us today and I did it to her earlier. Oh, I like your top. I was like, yeah, it's only from Primark. So I like belittled it straight away.
Yeah. We're not very good at just going,
thanks.
Thanks.
I am amazing.
I am. I'm fucking brilliant.
My top is amazing.
Look what's been achieved. Look what I am capable of helping you with. It's still, oh, yeah, but, oh. like just knock yourself down all the time. And again, like this is a conditioning that we must have had from childhood because everybody does it. There's very few people that are capable of just going, oh, thanks. Or even just making a statement with no backup and justification.
But that makes you cocky. That's what people think.
What people, what are the names, where they're from?
Exactly that. But that's in our brains. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what people think of us is you're being cocky if you don't caveat it with, oh yeah, thanks, but.
But then let's flip that then. So if you are shouting about something, and again, I think this comes down from your intention about the shouting.
Mm-hmm.
If you are doing it for a bit of an ego, ego rub the right way to look at it.
Do people actually do it for ego?
I think there are some people in the world. There has got to be people that are just quite happy to get.
I always think there's another layer underneath it. Whatever. Is there ever just its ego? Don't know.
I'd like to think if there's 8 billion people on the planet, there's easily like a couple that are going to go, yep, do you know what? I just rub my ego, but I don't know if that's the right thing. That's what I keep going with.
But doesn't the ego replace something else that's missing?
Probably, but this is like going off.
I know we're going a quite deep thing.
But yes, if you are genuinely doing it from a place of service, again, I'm going to bring it back down to service. So like for us, if we are going to shout about the award win, the fact that we've spoken at the Legs conference, the fact that we're running our own conference, the fact that, you know, we've created a multi-six-figure global business in pretty much 12 to 18 months.
We've written a book.
I always forget the book.
You always forget that
I
one.
always forget the book. And then we go, oh, but I can't say any of that. That's really ego. And we justify it. It's like, oh yeah, but I don't like to talk about it but actually, because the intention behind that is to go like, we've done these things to help our target audience. So for you listening, like you are the reason that we do everything that we do. We genuinely want to be in service of you and help you grow your business so that you can get out of a position that you may not currently like being in. And if we went through a case of justifying everything and being really like, oh yeah, we did this thing, but it's not a big deal, and actually I'm not going to talk about it, well, how the fuck are you ever going to hear about us?
Well, exactly that.
And how are we going to be able to help you?
Well, it's like Sunday. We did that dog show on Sunday and we gave out books to people that gave us their details and they got a book. That book was written for those people. Like, that's the reason we wrote that book. So we have something to go. We know the struggles that are happening. This will give you a really good starting point to be able to start understanding why they're there, why they're happening, what you can start to do about it. We're not saying that's going to solve all your problems, but what we're saying is this is a good resource to start to understand what it is we do, how we do stuff, and there's some steps in there you can immediately take to start making a difference. Like, that's the reason that book exists. We're not going like, come and get our book, we're so brilliant. We're like, have it. Mm-hmm. Go and do something that's going to start to get you out of this hole that you might be in currently. Or if you're not in a hole, but you just got big ambitions and goals, that will help with that too.
Yeah. It's been purposeful. Everything comes back down to purpose. Like, what are you doing? What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to help? How do you want to serve them? What life do you want? What do you want your legacy to be? All of that stuff. And I feel like this is a short episode.
Hold on.
But
this short?
Yeah.
Even Ryan's looked at us and gone, this is a little bit short.
I don't want to detract from the key message in it though. Because I think we cover so much in all of our episodes. And actually,
it meanders.
It does meander.
Let's face it.
It does. And we do. We cover a lot. And I think I just really want the purpose of this episode to really focus on, if you've got something that you are super passionate about and you are, let's face it, scared of putting yourself out there, look into the fear, like what is actually holding you back? Is it because again, these are all surface level answers, aren't they? It's like, oh, I don't want people might say something. Well, okay, play it out. What would they say? What could they say? What's the worst that happens? Like literally play it out and then go, is it that bad if actually that reaches? So if you've put a post out and let's say it's reached 10 people and let's say 7 people hate it and they actively tell you that they hate it.
Which is very unlikely.
It's very unlikely. But even one person out of that 10 people that have seen it, if they've read it and connected with it and gone, oh my God, like I needed to hear that, goes back to what's the purpose of that post for you? For me, I'd be more than happy if one person felt that way off the back of something that we put out, rather than the 7 to 8 to 9 people that may or may not potentially hate it. Because it's all assumptions. We don't know.
Mm. Yeah, but your genius, your passion, your reason for existence, let's go that step further and say that if there is someone out there who needs what you've got right now, this second, someone needs to hear about what it is you've got to help them. And if you keep it a secret, which effectively is what a lot of you are doing, you've got all this amazing knowledge, you've got all this amazing stuff.
How are people going to come to you? How are they going to find you?
They don't know. Even some of you out there have written books, you're doing podcasts, you're not talking about them enough. They're not. Some of you also are speaking on stages. One of our clients has just spoken on a stage. It's like, who knows about it? And for what purpose are you speaking on that stage? Why are you doing it? And I know it's not ego. If you're listening right now, I know it's not ego. It's because there's a real passion, a fire burning. So that needs to get out to the world, because you are doing not only yourself a disservice, but those people out there that need you and what you've got a disservice.
Yeah.
And that's how we could circle this back to sales and go like, if we're scared to sell and we don't want to, take money off people, it's like, but that person might really need what you've got. So if you're really like dancing around the subject of money and sales, how is that helping them? Like, and this might sound really blunt, but I feel like it needs to be said.
Yeah, it is. People are not going to find you if they have no idea what you stand for, if they have no idea what you do. And I think we also, I don't even want to say forget, I don't even think it enters a lot of our brains that you should be turning people off as well.
Yeah.
Actually, your job as a business owner to say, don't come through the doors. I always remember an analogy, an example that I got told, be the bouncer to your own nightclub.
I absolutely love this phrase. Something we tell our clients to do.
You're not going to let everybody in your club, are you?
No.
You don't want the riff-raffing.
No.
You don't want people causing issues. And you don't want people that just don't fit your criteria as well. So if you've got like, I don't know, you've got like a really fancy club and you decide that the dress code is, I don't know, black tie. Well, anybody who doesn't fit that black tie criteria, you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Yet for some reason, our brain goes, oh, but the black tie people need it, as well as the people that want to wear tracksuits and trainers, as well as the people that want to wear jeans and shirts and all that stuff. So everybody's welcome. And then all of a sudden, the message gets diluted. We have no idea what you stand for. Like, what is the purpose of your club? And that's how your business should operate. Like, you should be going. So using that same crappy example just based on attire, if I'm a jeans and shirt type of person and that's a black tie, immediately I'm going to go, it's not for me. I'm out. Brilliant. Both parties are happy.
Do you know what I've suddenly thought about when you're talking about clubs there?
I don't know, but you're looking at me really weird, so I'm just not quite sure what's going to come out of your mouth.
I'm not sure if this relates or not, but like when you go to a club and there's like different rooms with different types of music. There's like an R&B room and a rock room and a
my favourite kind of places, and I always avoid the R&B rooms and just go straight to the rock and metal and dance.
But go to a rock and metal club then.
They don't exist.
Well, they do. Go to Snobs or something in Birmingham.
You do not call Snobs a rock and metal place.
It's more closer to it than bloody whatever.
Pop world.
But do you know what I mean? It's like, what are you trying to be? Who are you trying to accommodate?
Yeah.
An R&B lover and a rock and metal lover. Well, they're two very different types of people, probably. And yes, there's going to be people that like both. And I get that. But I'm like, I always think that about those kind of clubs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you know who you are.
I do get it, and then I'm going to be that anomaly that's like, I quite like it.
You quite like it.
Of eclecticness.
But do you know, if you were like all in on rock and metal club, for example, amazing.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. You kind of know the type of people that are going to be in there.
I mean, it's easier to go and find those places, because I say easier. They don't exist. They exist in like Nottingham.
Yes,
hence I go to Nottingham when I can. Well, once every 5 years I get to go.
Yeah.
But
this is what I used to go back to Snobs. I used to really like Snobs because I knew what I was going to get in there. And it's one type of music. It's like, but do you know what I mean? Like it's indie, it's alternative, it's not your mainstream. Is
Snobs a well-known thing, or is this very specific?
I think we're very specific. So Midlands guys, you'll know what I'm talking about. For anyone else, have a research of Snobs. Although it's not the same because they've moved and it's gone a bit more modern. It used to be like an old dingy place in Birmingham. But
dingy the better.
Yeah. How did we get on to Snobs?
I don't know.
And also the name suggests it should be like really nice. And
it should. It really should.
I think that's the irony around it.
Yeah. But no, be the bouncer to your club. Like, disqualify people. I will never ever forget, and I'll use this example a lot. We had somebody reach out to us and say that they really loved everything that we do. They really wanted to work with us, but they couldn't possibly work with us because we swear. I'm like, brilliant, in the nicest possible way. Fuck off, because I'm going to swear.
We didn't say that to her.
We didn't say that. But we do it in jest, because we do swear. So if you come in, you're going to have a really shit experience.
Literally.
Quite literally. But you have to do it. And this is, again, like knowing who you are, knowing what to do. What are you going to do? Like, honestly, anyone watching... She's like teetering on the edge with her pursed lips ready to pounce.
Because I know what you're like, and you'll go from one thing to another. So I need to get it in before you change trajectory. And I know we are going to finish this in a second.
Well, I was going to say how I think this conditioning thing again of like, you need to respond in a certain way. You can't possibly. I go back to conversations you and I have had about tattoos. And how like our parents and families are always like, you're never going to get a job if you've got tattoos on show.
God, the amount of times I heard that from my dad.
And this is it. But we grew up with that thought process then. So we wore clothes that would hide the tattoos.
Yeah.
In the thought process of like, we're not going to get a job. We're not going to be hired. We're not hire worthy. So remember, like, this is all that deep stuff that we keep wanging on about, going, this is in us. This is in like the core of all of us. And this is the stuff that needs to be unearthed, because this is the stuff that is impacting you having your version of a successful business.
Yeah. And I've just remembered the thing. This is the reason why we put sweary type words in our messaging, because we want somebody to know exactly what it is they're going to get.
Yeah.
And that could be kind of kept behind closed doors. You could sort of go, oh, we'll just do the usual stuff. And then someone comes in and goes, oh God, don't like that. And it's like, well, it's our duty to let you know as much as you need to know before you even approach us.
Yep.
And that's kind of where that was going.
Yep.
There you go.
No, there's lots of deep inner shit work to do on yourself still.
Basically, that's the summary.
Yeah.
Work on you.
Like it.
Thanks, guys.